What's up, guys? Invader1 here, and today we have a new release, a new character, the Quarian Marksman Soldier. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I really like this guy. I actually really do. But now, this is the thing, right? I already knew that I was gonna like him because, first of all, he's Quarian. Second of all, he's got Marksman, Tactical Scan, and Sabotage. Pretty awesome powers. So I've been waiting for this guy to come out, and I played him a few times. Played him on Platinum, obviously. This is Platinum gameplay that I'm going to show you guys, and I also played him on Gold, just for the heck of it. You know, just to get a difference, just to understand his powers on the lower difficulties. And I have a few recommendations for you guys. I tried out different power builds, and so far the best thing that I can talk about. I will explain in a moment. Let me just go over the weapons real quick. Some of the weapons that I recommend for him, obviously the Cerberus Harrier will definitely work out of the assault rifles. I also recommend the particle rifle. The striker assault rifle is good. The Falcon is always good for the guy, but you know it's not the kind of weapon I would recommend with him, only because you know you want to take advantage of the high rate of fire. Revenant is good on him. The Saber is good. Valkyrie is good. And the other weapons are okay. Now, guys, sniper rifles. This guy is really good with the Indra. Really good with the Indra. I mean, if I were not to use an assault rifle, guys, I would use the Indra. And matter of fact, one of my buddies, he didn't do it in this gameplay that I'm showing you, but we on our previous gameplay we were testing out the character. He used it on the Indra, and I was just so jealous because the rate of fire that you can get with marksman, and then the fact that the Indra has so much capacity, it is absolutely insane. So I definitely recommend the Indra for him. The other sniper rifles, maybe not so much. I would say maybe the Black Widow and the Widow, you know, traditional shotguns. I go for something like the Wraith. Growl Spike Thrower is fine. Now the Raider would be nice with the Marksman because you could probably get more than two shots with it. And that is about it. Actually, maybe the Riga Carbine might be good, but in all honesty, my recommendation for this guy, the way you want to go, it's either this. You're gonna want to go either with like a pistol's a Talon, right? Let's see, the Talon is fine, and so is the Carnifex, so is the Eagle. The Eagle is actually pretty good on him with Marksman. And now with assault rifles, like I said before, you know the assault rifles that I already mentioned. Shotguns, you're gonna want to go with something like the Raider, the Growl Spike Thrower, and the Riga Carbine and the Piranha. Now the SMGs, this is where you're really gonna have fun. You definitely want to rock the Hurricane with them if you're gonna go with the SMG build. And that's about it. The other SMGs are pretty good. The Collector SMG would also be good with him, but I would definitely recommend the Hurricane if you do have it. If you don't have it, guys, I definitely recommend out of all of this, okay, out of all of these weapons, I would say SMGs would be Hurricane, okay, Hurricane. That's it, Hurricane. For sniper rifles, Indra. Keep it at the Indra. The Indra's absolutely insane with him. Okay, for assault rifles, obviously, as I told you guys before, would be the Revenant, the particle rifle, but most of all the Cerberus Harrier. Okay, and the pistols, the Talon, and the Eagle. Believe it or not, but the Eagle only because the Turian Marks, not the Turian, the Quarian Marksman actually works well with it. So let's leave it at that, and I am gonna go into the build. Now, in regards to the build, I first started off with a 6-6-6-5-3 build, traditional build. But now what I noticed with that is when I took this guy to Platinum and even Gold, that I was getting dropped quite a bit because his fitness is so low. Look at his fitness. Right now with maxed out fitness, which I have it all maxed out, I get 875 health and 875 shields. And then when I was looking at his powers, Marksman and then Sabotage, I realized that I could actually go without some of the other, you know, ranks because they're not necessary. So let's go over the Marksman right now. Marksman already gives you a rate of fire bonus, 25%, just the first rank, and then when you go higher and higher up to rank 3, it goes. Let's see. It goes all the way to 40% if you go to rank 4. Now, I recommend rank 4. Instead of accuracy, I definitely recommend firing rate, especially if you're going to use something like an assault rifle or the Indra. So your firing rate goes much faster, and you kill demolish enemies so much quicker. But if you're using the SMG like the Hurricane, I recommend accuracy because it'll definitely make the bullet spread tighter. Okay, if you're going to win the SMG build, go with accuracy. If not, you go with firing rate. Now, if you notice, rank 5, you're not missing out on much. His headshots, I mean, you get this on his passives. Duration, no big deal. It'll last a little longer. Now, you do miss out on accuracy and firing rate, which is an additional 10%. But you're okay. As you will see in this gameplay, you still take down enemies, and you're totally fine not going with rank 5 and 6 and just getting out of that. Now, tactical scan, I do not recommend going out of it because this is so great. Matter of fact, the way you want to play this guy is tactical scan first and then marksman. Okay, tactical scan. This guy's a weapons character. You don't need power damage on this guy because he doesn't have arc grenades, he doesn't have incinerate, he doesn't have anything. Always go for weapon damage. There's no point going for power damage. Okay, always go for weapon damage for this guy. Be a little selfish because, yeah, you can put a power damage, and then your teammates, if they have their power casters, power classes, engineers, or whatever, they could do more damage. But really, I mean, if you're going into a lobby, you're going to want to be able to be as effective as possible. And this guy's nothing but a weapons character, so go with that. Rank 5, you don't need headshots. You get that on his passives. Movement speed. Increase the target's movement speed penalty by 50%. This is a good one. You also, on rank 6, you're gonna want to go with area scan. Now, I like damage, guys. Look at this. Additional 10%. If you put damage, the damage bonus would be ridiculous, and it's really, really good. But I definitely recommend area scan because it reveals enemies all over the place, and it's just, forget it. It really, the range that you get here, 20 meters. Is absolutely amazing. So within 20 meters, you'll be able to see where all the enemies are at, and then they get affected. Okay, so look at the duration. It lasts for 46 seconds, which is great, and the damage taken bonus is plus 15%. So at this moment, you know, the enemies take an additional plus 15% damage. This is the kind of bonus you get, and also they move a little slower. So that's that. Sabotage, guys. Sabotage, since this is the nerfed sabotage, I'm not that excited about it. And at the same time, it doesn't quite make sense, but I think it's good that he has it. He has 3 very powerful powers. Now, the reason I don't go all the way up, because look at this. Rank 5, what do you get? Explosive hack and recharge speed. You only need this if you're playing against the Geth, and you're not going to play against the Geth all the time, guys. Now, if you play Platinum all the time, like me, yes, but at the same time, I still don't need the explosive hack because on Platinum, I don't get a lot of Geth unless I am playing Geth specifically. You do get Primes and you do get Hunters, but that's on the later waves, so it's not a big bonus to me. Now, rank 6, what do I get? Berserk. Hack synthetics, fighting your side move faster. That's nice if I'm only fighting Geth. But I only get Geth here and there in Platinum, and then on Gold if I'm only specifically fighting the Geth, so it doesn't matter. Now, this is what the great bonus is. Tech vulnerability, rank 6, this is what you would really want if, again, you had any tech powers, but you don't. You do not have Incinerate like the Quarian Engineer. You do not have Arc Grenades. You do not have Flamer. You know, so in reality, you don't need these additional ranks, guys, because you don't need them. You're okay with just going with Backfire. Okay, and this is really good. Backfire is really good. You can use this especially like on the Marauders, guys. You know, it kind of messes them up. And then anytime they try to shoot, it really just does damage to them. So it's absolutely amazing. So I would recommend to just go up to Backfire. Now, Quarian Defender. This is where it gets tricky. You don't want to go with any power damages, guys, because this guy, it doesn't work that way for him. He's a weapons class, so forget the damage and capacity. Go with weapon damage bonus. Same thing with rank 5. Forget power damage. Go with headshots. You're not going to get an additional power. You know, maybe on the marksman if you went all the way to rank 6, but there's no power damage bonus. You're going to want to go for headshots because, again, he's a weapons character. So don't do the traditional, you know, damage and capacity and then power damage. Go with weapon damage and then go with headshots. And then at the end, go with rank 6 weapon damage. There's, again, additional 10%. So he's a weapons character, guys. Forget the weapon weight. Go with, you know, weapons damage like that. He has nothing but weapon damage all around. And then with fitness, this allows you to give him full fitness, health, and shields at the bottom. So like that, he's a little tankier. Okay, guys? And I definitely recommend that. Now, for the gear, I will be using the Barrage upgrade, guys, and I will explain a little bit more about that. I'm also using Cyclonic Modulator 4, armor piercing rounds 4, assault rifle ran 3, just to because this is the kind of setup I'm using. The Harrier setup with him, guys. You can see the rest of the team is doing something like the N7 Hurricane and using different guns like the Talon, like I recommended before, and also the Indra, guys. The Indra is just, oh god, it's just amazing with him. And let me go into that. Let me tell you why I'm using these consumables, and I want you guys to remember this. Most of the people are looking, oh man, this is great. He's got marksman. That is great, and we know marksman because the Quarian soldier has marksman. So we know that power. We're comfortable with it. We understand it. We know that it's just going to give you a higher rate of fire, which in turn will allow you to kill the enemies faster. That is absolutely awesome. We get marksman. We understand it. It helps you out a lot, and there's quite a few other things to it, but we understand it, right? Because we've seen it on the Quarian soldier. Now, this is the huge difference between the Quarian soldier and this Quarian soldier, is that he does not have the stability passive bonuses that the Quarian has, that any of the Quarians have. And that is why, guys, I'm going to be honest with you, I did this gameplay. I played 2 times with him on Platinum. This was my second one on Platinum. And then 1 time on Gold. And I'm going to be honest with you, this guy needs stability, and that is why I use the barrage upgrade, especially when I'm using a gun like that Service Harrier, which the clip size, I mean, it's, you run through it. You pretty much run through it, especially if you're using marksman. Your rate of fire is going to go really, really fast. I still recommend rate of fire because, I mean, hey, who doesn't want to take down enemies quicker, right? So that's the way I go with him, but you still need stability. That's why I have the stability down there on the gun, and I also have I also have the barrage upgrade, giving me stability and increasing my clip size. On my gun, I have the extra ammo capacity, and I also have the stability dampener there too, because even with the barrage upgrade, he was still, it was hard still to get headshots because he was so unstable, very unstable. He's got great accuracy bonuses. He really has great accuracy bonuses due to marksman and due to tactical scan and all that, but in all honesty, his passives, but when it comes to stability, he does not have it, so you definitely need something to stabilize your weapons, especially the weapons that I recommended, because he just doesn't have it. And so let me go into that a little bit, how you want to kind of use this guy with the weapons that the weapons that you apply on him. Like, let's say, for example, the Hurricane is not that stable with him, and again, even my buddy Golem is using the Hurricane here with him, and he was having difficulty because it was just not steady, and he had to constantly, especially with marksman, he had to constantly just tap. It was really difficult for him to use the N7 Hurricane with him to its full effect because it was just not steady at all. It would just have a ton of kick. So this is the one drawback that I do have about this guy, that since he's not the Quarian, you do not have those stability passives and those bonuses. I have to explain that first. That has to be the first thing that I really put out there. Besides going into his powers, because I am going to go into his powers as to and how you want to play this guy. But the thing is that is very important, guys, because you're probably thinking, oh well, I want to try this gun, I want to try that weapon. Try everything you can, but just remember he's going to need some stability, especially if it's a weapon that it's not like the Claymore, it's a one shot or whatever, that kind of thing. If you're going to use weapons like this, the weapons that I recommend, then you're still going to want some stability on him, and that is why he does not have those passives. He's got accuracy bonuses, yes, but he does not have the stability bonuses. So just keep that in mind when you're picking weapons for this guy, because he's total weapons platform. He's a total weapons soldier. Let me just put it that way, not a platform. He's a total weapons soldier, and he's great. I like him. Now, the way you want to play him, guys, is that you want to use your tactical scan first on the enemy, and then right away you use your marksman. Now, the tactical scan is going to give you a huge damage bonus because of that. And then at the same time with marksman, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous. You can shoot through banshees, if you've been seeing here. And by the way, so you got the rate of fire bonus, which is 40%, which is absolutely amazing. And then with tactical scan, you have an additional 15% damage bonus. Because of that, you'll be able to shoot down through banshees, you can shoot down through of brutes, and you see that in this gameplay. Sometimes I don't do the tactical scan because my recharge speed is still going, and I'll just do, marksman, because it just reloads so quickly. But now the tactical scan and marksman together, it is such a beauty, because the enemy will take all this damage, and then at the same time with marksman, you are chewing down through that armor, chewing down through their health, just really messing them up. Now, the only enemies that you really have quite a difficulty if you're only bringing a gun like the Harrier, okay, are going to be the Phantoms. The Phantoms are going to give you quite a bit of a tough time, especially if you're on the console. If you're PC it'd probably be a little easier because you could probably do more headshots, so you get a lot of those headshot bonuses. And on the console too, if you focus on the headshots, guys, you see here with the pyro, you got the headshot bonuses that you have on his passives that are recommended. The enemy will go down a lot quicker. Just focus on headshots if you can, as much as you can. But the way you want to use this guy, tactical scan first, you get the damage bonus increase, and then you also get that you immediately use marksman on him. Now, you can just go and continue using marksman on him without having to worry. You could constantly use that, and that is totally fine, and that's mostly what I do here. Now you guys are probably asking yourself, well, what about sabotage? Now, sabotage is a little bit of a kind of messed up power for him in some ways. It is a good power, but the thing is that you're not going to use it a lot. For example, here on the Geth, I probably could have used it there, but my recharge speed was still going because, hey, you know what? I was using marksman. I was just tearing down another enemy, and I was using marksman, and my recharge, I still had not received my powers back. And a lot of times when I'm fighting a Geth in front of me, I'm just going to go right ahead, use marksman, and just drop them as fast as I can, unless I am, staggered or something like that. And then if I have my recharge speed available, if I have my power available, yes, I will use sabotage, because then like that, he is mine. He'll do whatever I want, and he's done. But as you can see, because of marksman, because of tactical scan, you see the enemies that are taking much more damage. Right there, I got a headshot on a prime. That was awesome. But anyways, because of all those, because of marksman itself and because of tactical scan, you're going to be able to take down these enemies really fast. So the way I would use sabotage, guys, is yes, if you have Geth characters, that is great. If you are working with a team that has a lot of powers, and you have your tactical scan all the way up to rank 6, tech mode vulnerability, then yeah, use tactical scan first on an enemy, and then and then hit him hard. Whoever else in your team has like flamer or any other power. But with this build, guys, you don't have tech vulnerability. So the only times that I really use sabotage is for turrets, when Cerberus pops turrets. The only time I really use sabotage is on Geth troopers, Geth enemies. Now the primes, I don't even bother. I mean, the primes I do try here and there, but this is not the same sabotage as when I first started playing the game, guys. When we first started playing the game, you would do sabotage, guys, and you could have like a whole Geth army just fighting each other. It was just so much fun. You can't really do that much anymore. They nerfed this power so much now that on primes, when you hit them with sabotage, it only lasts for literally like about maybe half a second. It's not even noticeable. Like they glow for like a brief moment, and then that's it. That's all you got. So, in all honesty, I use sabotage for turrets. I use sabotage to debuff enemies if I have it all the way up to rank 6, and then my entire team can take advantage of tech vulnerability. Why? Because I can't take advantage of tech vulnerability. This is why I tell you this is why I recommend it to spec out of it. You don't need it rank 6 because, well, guess what? You don't have anything that would benefit. Your character would benefit of using that capability. So, I mean, if you had arc grenades, or you had incinerate like the Quarian engineer, then I would say, hey, go. If you had sabotage, go all the way up to tech vulnerability, because I would sabotage first, and then use incinerate, or then use arc grenades, or any other tech power or whatever. But you do not have that. This guy is just total weapons character. It's a soldier. So, in all honesty, sabotage, the way I use it, I don't use it the same way I use the Quarian female infiltrator. The Quarian female infiltrator, I do spec all the way into sabotage, guys, because it's actually it's very helpful for the rest of the team, and it really does. I mean, she's got a tactical cloak bonus, she's got the sabotage capability, and when you use both tactical cloak and sabotage, it decreases the reduces the amount of the recharge speed to the one of the cloak, not the one of the sabotage. So that's why I use her that way, and and it also helps out the team in this situation with this guy. Since you're going to want to be very mobile with this guy, and I really recommend just going up to rank 4, as I recommended for sabotage, for hacking turrets, hacking atlases. Atlases, when you do sabotage them, they do it does last a little longer with them, which is great, but sabotage is really one of those powers that has been kind of nerfed so much by BioWare that the only recommendation for this guy that I can make is just to go up to rank 4, and then at least you have it for turrets. Now, you will see that later on in this gameplay. I actually find an engineer that has 2 turrets set up because, they're just slick. And I hacked both turrets, and you see him kind of like dodging the turrets and fighting. I was amazed that they didn't kill him. I was really amazed, but it was kind of funny. I had to kind of just stay there and let you guys watch it. You guys can see it in a little bit. It's freaking hilarious as hell. So you still want sabotage. You still want to keep it. You still want to rock it. Like right there, I used it. You see the Atlas, he turned around, and he's starting to shoot at his buddy. So I used sabotage right there. So that's good. It lasts really good. It does last a good amount of time on the Atlases, so that's great. But characters like the Geth, the lower tier enemies will get affected by it, but the primes really don't. So yes, spec into it, yes, do have it, but the powers that you will be relying on are marksman and tactical scan. Okay, tactical scan is amazing. You get a great damage bonus. It is also a team bonus. So like I was saying before, you don't have to have the full sabotage to be a team player. Your tactical scan specced out all the way. Look at this. I'm scanning. The enemy is now going to receive more weapon damage from everybody else, and so you're still a team player with this guy. This guy's definitely a team player, and you have I recommend area scan, so it will allow the rest of the team to see what's going on. All right, so getting back to the gameplay now. We get phantoms, guys. The phantoms are going to be a little difficult for this guy unless you have something like an acolyte first. And in all honesty, I just didn't want to just bring the acolyte here. I don't know. I left it home. I left it alone. I was thinking of bringing it, but I figured due to his tactical scan and his marksman capability, it would allow me to just destroy enemies. And I was right. It definitely allowed me to go chew up through enemy armor, chew through enemy shields, which was great. It was actually really awesome. The only trouble that I did have was with phantoms. Phantoms definitely, because they're little flips and flops and ballerina dances and whatever they do. They have all this damage reduction. It's kind of difficult to get headshots on them, or even body shots. So I kind of shoot, stop. When they flip, I stop shooting. I shoot again. When they stop, when they flip, I stop shooting. And then I do that. All right, guys. I think this is the moment right here. I think this is it. Let me see. I think this is not it, but it's close to it. There's a moment that I actually hacked 2 turrets. So that's you still want to have sabotage for the Atlases. You still want to have sabotage for the Cerberus turrets. So, yeah, this is it. So I hacked this 1 turret, right? And then that's the engineer. Look, they're shooting at him. Look, this is freaking awesome. But I don't know how he survived. Look at it. He's just spinning. He's doing a roll. It's just absolutely insane. I don't know how it didn't kill him. I really do not know how it didn't kill him. That guy's lucky as hell. Or well, BioWare is trolling us. What it could be that too. But anyways, it's really good to have it for stuff like that. Here I use sabotage on the character. Just I wasn't supposed to do that. I was supposed to use marksman or a tactical scan first, actually. But I just had to force to have it because with the Quarian female infiltrator, I do use sabotage quite a bit for tech vulnerability. But what you definitely want to do is just tactical scan first. Especially on phantoms, tactical scan, and then use your marksman to just drop her. So she'll definitely take more weapon damage, and due to the fact that you're hitting her with marksman, she's just gonna drop. But I would say the most difficult enemies are gonna be phantoms, guys. The banshees, you pretty much melted them, as you can see here. We do a tactical scan. We all do marksman, and she's just pretty much down. She's owned. I could only imagine if you use something like a Rieger carbine with this guy and use marksman and tactical scan and marksman together. I mean, she was with incendiary rounds. I could just imagine she would just melt pretty much. I haven't tried it yet. But I can only imagine. So now, going through with this guy, I would say the setbacks are in his. Oh, look at that guy! Oh, this is the thing, guys. This is another thing. You've seen this gameplay. This is platinum gameplay, but you notice I shot a missile, but it didn't kill him. It didn't kill anybody. I don't understand what happened there. It went right into it just disappeared. So that's one thing. And I was aiming appropriately. I was aiming correctly. Now this happens again at the end of the game. There was another missile fail, but it wasn't my fault. It was not my fault. And towards the end of the game, towards wave 10, I shot a missile to clean it up, and it's like you've noticed I haven't been dropped here yet. I've been totally fine, and that's because I spec'd into fitness because this guy desperately needs it. As opposed to the other gameplay that I would have shown you guys where I was getting dropped left and right because his fitness was just so low. But yeah, you would notice another missile fail, and this happens, guys. Just wanted to show you guys that even it's not just you. It happens to all of us. Sometimes the game will. I don't know. This game does have some bugs. There are certain things that don't. Sometimes the server will act up or whatever, and you shoot a missile right at the ground, and it's just like disappears into the ground, like it just soaks it in. And mind you, I am the host in this game, so usually when you're hosting, you don't have a lot of the issues that you normally would have if you were off host. And I still get some issues with the server. So that was one. I mean, that was one fail right there, and it wasn't even. I'm not accepting that as my fail. I'm not gonna accept that. I don't care what you guys say. So yeah, and the other one was wave 10. It's just it happens to the best of us. Now going back to this Quarian guy, now he doesn't have arc grenades, which is fine. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would say if we were to talk about superiority in the sense of powers, arc grenades are really great. The engineer and the infiltrator both carry them, and that's great about the Quarians. But this guy is still good, guys. He's still a lovable creature that you can use him and rock him, and I like him. I really do like him. It's funny. I was saying that to one of the guys. And he told me, "Well, Invader, you like everyone. You like all characters. There's no character you don't like." And I told him that's not true. I do have one character that I don't like in this game. I'm not a big fan of. I mean, it's not that I don't like him. It's just that he's just, I don't know. It's just not the character that I'm a big fan of. And but all the characters, they have their ways of making them. They all have something unique to them that makes them special, that makes them good. And that's what I like about this game. That when another person looks at a character and they see flaws, I look at ways. I guess it's my personality, my mentality, the way I am. I look at the positive aspect. I look towards ways to make something work, right? And I say, yeah, you think that's not good on that character, but if I do this, and that, then I can make the character great. Let me give you an example. I had a buddy of mine too who, for some time, was saying, "Oh, the Falcon sucks, the Falcon sucks, the Falcon sucks," and I was like, "Well, it doesn't. It's not the same Falcon when the game first came out, because if you played Mass Effect 3 multiplayer the first week, the Falcon was absolutely insane. It was amazing, and then they nerfed the crap out of it, and it's still a good gun, but it's just not in comparison." But he would say, "Oh, Falcon sucks." So then I started playing with the Falcon for a little bit in a few games, and he just could not believe it, how I was doing ridiculously well with it. So it's just one of those kind of things where you may I'm looking at the positive aspects of each character. Now the negative aspects of this guy would be that you don't need all the points in sabotage all the way up. That's why this build is unique. It's not as unique. It's just it's not a traditional 66653 build, or it's not a 666 06 build. It's actually it's actually a 4646 6 build. So that's one of those. That's the reason why I'm saying when I'm looking at this build, I really looked at his powers and said, Well, sabotage, you're not gonna need it all the way ranked up. You're really not. It's just that the additional power bonuses that you get, not necessary. Really not necessary for what you're trying to do with him. Marksman, you don't need it all the way up. You don't need it. You just need it to rank 4. You need that rate of fire bonus. You know, that'll help you out with even shotguns like the Piranha. You know, and other weapons. That's all you need. You don't need it higher than that. It's just really that extra added bonus in rank 6. I did try it that way. That was my gold game, and it really no big deal. No big deal. But tactical scan, you definitely want that bonus. It makes sense. It fits him well. It is, you know, a great Quarian power, and it makes absolute sense. So in that aspect, I say, you know what, spec fully into tactical scan, and then put everything on his passives, put everything on his health and shields, because he desperately needs it. And when it comes to his stability bonuses, which he doesn't have any, then go right ahead and put something like a stability dampener, or at least a stabilization module for his armor bonuses. So that's where I am with this guy. I do like him. I would say that the Quarians, the Quarian Infiltrator and the Quarian Engineers are somewhat superior to him in the sense that they could do tech bursts. They could also they have the bonuses of the arc grenades. So because of that, I would say in that aspect, they may, if you put them side to side, due to the arc grenades, and also, you know, incinerate, and the fact that they also have tactical scan, they may be somewhat superior because of it. But at the same time, this guy can still score. He can still be badass, and he can, you know, he can do it. He can do it, as you can see, guys. I mean, he does very well. This is all platinum gameplay here, guys, and you know, we're pretty much we play this game running around pretty much. We don't. I mean, even a lot of times I kind of stay here sometimes, even though I don't recommend, if you're a new player, I don't recommend being around this area. Now, oh, that was a fail. You see, guys, shot the missile. Where did it go? Where did it go? Look at this. This is insane. Shot the missile. I was gonna take out the Prime and the Ravager. Shot it. Disappeared. It just went into thin air, and I don't know what happened. And no, it was not my fault. I did not fail. It was not my fault. So I don't know what happened there. So that's the story that I'm going to take to bed with me tonight. That is the story that I'm accepting. Not my fault. It was somehow the server. I don't know what happened there. But anyways, yeah. So that was that. But notice that I think that was the 2 times maybe I dropped. You know, the 1 time. You know, it's one of those kind of things that if I would show you guys the other gameplay, it's like night and day. I was dropping so much because if you do not speak full fitness into him, he only has 675 health, 675 shields, and that is so low. And that is fine if you're an infiltrator because you can cloak. Hello, this guy can't cloak, so you're very squishy with him. And you know, in this situation, I felt that I really needed to have a little bit more tankiness, because he, you know, the great thing is that he has a side dodge and he could roll a little bit. You know, he could do these kind of, oh, there you go, I got dropped there. But oh, this was the other problem, guys. You know, I was a little frustrated with the guys because check this out. Normally we'll come here. You notice that I was the only one on this side. Everybody, you noticed that, guys. You guys are with me, right? There's nobody on my side. Now, guess what? Everybody went over here. Like, what the hell are they doing over here? Like, what is this? Like, who said that this was the area that we were gonna hang out? I'm like, hey guys, all right, let's go to the usual spot. Let's go to the other building on your side. Let's draw the enemies and let's go around, right? And I'm like, I'm there by myself. I'm fighting a few enemies, and there's nobody there. I'm all by myself. Then I get dropped. All right, so yeah, Biggs, I'm talking to you. That's right, buddy. And everybody else, you too, Golem. All you guys. yeah, left me all there all alone. And I'm like, but what's going on here? I'm all by myself. You know, I felt loneliness. And look, because of that, this is what happens. Dropped a few times. I blame them. I blame them. I blame them. It's their fault, guys. It's just that it's their fault. They just love trolling me. But anyways, the Quarian male soldier guy, the marksman, he's pretty badass. He's decent. I try him with the weapons I recommend, guys, and the other ones are okay. But hopefully you enjoyed this, guys, and hopefully this definitely helps you out. And please comment, rate, or subscribe. It definitely helps me. And Invader 1 out.